First.
After some great minutes for the reserves last night, should they have the same situation tonight, what can they do to keep building on the situation and get into playoff form?
I think the same thing they do every day. You know, it's just you got to stay ready no matter who you are, no matter where you are on the totem pole. You got to put your work in. You got to stay ready. You got to stay confident. And our bench has done a very good job of that this year. You know, kind of weathering their own individual storms and continuing to work and play. And so they've done a good job.
Just double checking. Marcus is out tonight. Andre's out tonight.
Yes.
Everybody else is regular.
Yeah, and Bogut will start.
Bogus. So regular minutes to major. It just depends on
For
everybody else.
just depends. You know, we see how the game goes.
Coach, you guys have had a tendency to have some letdowns earlier in the year, particularly at home. Coming off that Charlotte game and how you guys played last night against teams that are kind of towards the bottom, does that make you prouder of this team? Does that give you any sort of indication that they're moving in the right direction as opposed to a game like Denver where you kind of know that they're going to be up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always very proud of this team. You always have to look at things in the big picture. And I know it's surprising when we lose games at home, especially when we lose them by 20, 30, 40 points. It's not something that's happened here a whole lot, but that's kind of the point. It hardly ever happens. And so these guys have done just amazing things over the last 4.5 years. And I think the thing that is happening right now is they're aware of the finish line, and they can feel that. They feel playoffs coming, and the defense has really picked up the last few games.
Steve, since we're here, can you kind of capsulize the last 4 years? As the dust has settled, what you'll remember most?
I'll remember all of it. You know, someday there'll be a 30 for 30 on Warriors Cavs. Incredible 4-year stretch for both teams. You know, there was so much that happened from the beginning to the end. Really very different teams from 2015 to 2018. So a lot of things happened, but mainly it was just great competition. Some of the great players in the history of the game on the floor in the finals against each other. It was pretty amazing to be part of.
Coach, from a coach on another coach with Larry Drew and working with the pieces that he has this season and still being competitive despite the record that they have?
Well, Larry's been in this league for a long time. He's got a ton of experience, and he's the right man for this particular job, which is a rebuilding one. And those are never easy, but it takes somebody with patience and with poise and with a lot of knowledge, NBA knowledge. Larry's got all that. So, you know, they've got an uphill climb, obviously, the next couple of years, but this is kind of how the NBA works, unless you're the Spurs. Everybody else has to go through the ups and downs, and so they're having to start the climb again. But you know, I think Larry's done a great job. I always marvel at the guys who are coaching these teams that are rebuilding, and the patience it takes. You know, Brett Brown in Philadelphia the last 4 years. It's incredible the spirit of that team maintained despite the long dry spell. And now it's paying off, and that's what you want. You want your young team to see that poise and patience and energy, so that you can build on something and build a foundation.
It seems, at least recently, these past week or two, there's been sort of a spike in ejections and in conflicts with players and officials. You've had this week, I think, at least 3 or 4 ejections.
Yeah.
Pop went out in less than like a minute. So, is this just playoff intensity, or is there something else at work here, you think?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I do know that for us as a team, we have to evaluate it for what it is, and it's a good opportunity for us to say, all right, we're going to have to be poised in the playoffs. We got 4 games left in the regular season. Let's start getting into playoff form, which is, you can you can argue, but you can't get tossed, you can't get a technical, you can't give up points. So maybe the officials are setting a tone and reminding everybody, you gotta walk a fine line. But I know we can do a better job, and me included, in terms of moving on to the next play. You can say your piece, but move forward.
This goes back to the 2010 Western Finals when you were all with Phoenix. Channing said that one of the most important things that anyone has told him in his career came from you. He was having a rough time shooting. You told him to relax and drink more beer.
It's good advice for any situation.
Absolutely, riders included. Do you? He's got 3 games left. Do you have any good Channing stories that you can
Oh
share?
man, Channing was. We share a connection through our Arizona days and our each playing for Coach Olson and the Arizona fraternity in the NBA. We all kind of hang out and know each other, and so we have a lot of mutual friends. Luke Walton and Andre are really close with Channing, and so he was great in Phoenix. He was fantastic. We signed him as a free agent, and we knew he was a good shooter, but to that point in his career, he hadn't shot threes. And we signed him. We weren't expected to have a great season. He became a key component to that team because he started shooting threes, and we had Steve Nash, running the show and floor spacing, and Channing gave us a lot of that. But it was more than just his play; it was his energy, his personality. He's one of the funniest people I know, and so we've stayed in touch over the years, and even through this rivalry, we were always able to laugh about everything after the series was over. And as much as I hated to lose, I was thrilled to see Channing and Richard get their rings. And more than one people from Cleveland have told me that that team wouldn't have won a championship without those two. That they changed the locker room, and it doesn't surprise me because they're like a comedy act. Those teams. So great teammates and. Huge impact for the Cavs, and both good friends, and it's good to see them retiring. Richard already, and Channing soon to be on their own terms, very much at peace with themselves. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Great, thank you, appreciate that.